After almost 8 years with my company, I was laid off in 2017. I had a great job for a long time, and when I needed to turn to my network for help, I noticed I hadn't given it much attention, so I couldn't reach out as easily. Why do I tell you this? Because if you wait until you're in a crisis situation to build and cultivate your network, you'll have a more difficult time gaining traction like I did. I'm going to share with you how to build and maintain your network so it's available when you need it the most. I learned just how important that is. In his book, Give and Take, Adam Grant describes three types of individuals: givers, takers, and matchers. A giver is someone who prefers to give more than they get. They find ways to be generous to other people, sometimes at their own expense, and they don't keep score. Takers, as you can imagine, like to get more than they give and constantly looking out for what others can do for them, no matter the cost. Kenneth Lay from Enron was a taker. Matchers are somewhere in the middle, striving to be evenly balanced in giving and receiving, seeking fairness and reciprocity, and they believe others should return their generosity when they're given the chance. Now I know you're thinking, which style am I? Adam Grant has a short assessment you can take online, but the truth is we may be any or all of these in different relationships and situations. When building a network, be thoughtful about who you connect with. Include givers and matchers so your connections are able to see value in your network. Avoid takers, though. These people can make others uncomfortable and unwilling to help you. So you know who you should have in your network. Next, you need to understand what goes into creating a great network. In their article, How to Build Your Network, Brian Uzi and Shannon Dunlap share that networks deliver three distinct advantages: private information, access to diverse skill sets, and power. Public information is readily available online, but private information is invaluable in many situations. For instance, let's say that you were recently laid off and looking for a new opportunity. The old adage, "It's not what you know, it's who you know," is absolutely true when searching for a job. This was the case for Heidi Roizen early in her career when she was applying for a position at Tandem. She had a friend who worked there who shared the hiring manager's contact information with her. When she called the hiring manager, they hit it off so well, Roizen was offered the job as editor of the internal newsletter. Her outgoing personality and internal recommendation from her very limited network led to her landing the position, showing her that networking can lead to positive outcomes. She got to know the CEO at Tandem, who wrote her a recommendation letter for the Stanford MBA program. This was Roizen's use of the proximity principle Uzi and Dunlap shared, having influential people in your network that you work close to. Adam Grant would consider Roizen a giver, and she went on to be extremely successful at Apple and as a venture capitalist, relying on her connections, and is still renowned as a networking guru today. The second advantage Uzi and Dunlap discuss is access to diverse skills. Having a broad network filled with interesting people different from yourself will benefit you if you need advice or guidance on an issue that you're not familiar with. Conversely, the self-similarity principle they introduce is when you work with people who resemble you because it's easier to trust people that share your views. But doing this can limit your success. Getting to know many different people with complementary skills can provide new perspectives and ideas for you to consider. This was another aspect Roizen executed very well. She connected to CEOs, scholars, colleagues, and business people in many different industries. The third advantage Uzi and Dunlap cover is power. Being connected to influential people in many industries is a benefit, as you can help others with introductions. Uzi and Dunlap refer to being an information broker, and when your network is deep, you may even be a super connector. For some people, building a professional network is easy. For others, not so much. Easy or not, networking still takes work. Roizen shares that the secret to building a powerful network is getting to know people. To do this, she suggests doing things with people that you have in common. Find out how to connect with people to build a real friendship, like using sports, hobbies, pets, or charities. This correlates to the article Robert Cialdini wrote, Harnessing the Science of Persuasion. In it, he states there are 6 fundamental scientific principles of persuasion: liking, reciprocity, social proof, consistency, authority, and scarcity. Roizen benefited from the liking principle when she interviewed with the manager at Tandem and by getting to know people in her network personally. She was always consistent in following through on her commitments. Technology has moved some networking activity online to LinkedIn, which makes connecting a little bit easier. But remember, there's no rule that says networking has to be formal. Start a conversation with someone, invite them to connect on LinkedIn, but wait, just that click in itself isn't the end of your networking efforts. Share an interesting article, invite them to an idea sharing session, find other similar interests, and ask them if you can help them in any way. Building a strong list of contacts is your foundation, but being able to reach out to those contacts when you need them is what makes networking valuable. Be careful, though, not to fall into the trap of becoming a doormat. Adam Grant describes a doormat as someone who's too trusting, too empathetic, and too timid. By always saying yes, givers can become overloaded and burn out. Grant recommends becoming an otherish giver, which means caring about others, but also focusing on your own success and not spreading yourself too thin. Try to incorporate the 5-minute favor Grant describes. Ask people what they need and look for ways to help them with a low personal cost to you. Feedback and introductions are 2 quick, valuable favors to help other people out. Roisin became an otherish giver, and she reaped the benefits in her career. Also, don't wait until you're in an urgent need of your network for help. In Grant's book, Adam Rifkin suggests getting in touch with one contact a month that you haven't talked to in a while and catching up. Your efforts will serve you well when you need to call upon your network if you've nurtured it all along. We've discussed who to target as you build your network, what a strong network looks like, some examples of networking success, and some traps to watch out for. The bottom line is there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to networking. The key is to find what works for you and to do it to the best of your ability. Stay in touch with your network, and it will serve you well. By the way, I was able to land my current job, which is a great one, through my LinkedIn network. Remember, the most connected people are often the most successful people. So let's connect. Thank you.